Okay, who is ShalomPee? Originally, my name is Shalom Obasuyi, and I'm an entrepreneurial fashion designer based in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. I'm last child from a family of 7. And of course, how did fashion become my thing? I wouldn't say I chose fashion. I was just almost out of options from my inability to get into school, so I had to get busy. And one of the things I could lay my hands on to do at the time was tailoring. So that was how I found myself learning fashion designing. How my parents reacted when I informed them of getting into fashion. Well, I would say if my dad was still alive, I doubt if that man would have allowed me to do fashion design. You know, there's this mindset from parents thinking that fashion is for dropouts, So, but for my mom, I think she was indifferent about it. Initially, she didn't really accept it, but she wasn't against it. More like she was indifferent about it. I just told her, instead of sitting at home doing nothing, why not allow me learn something? And she was like, okay, if that's what I would want. Because at the time, my oldest sister, she had a sewing machine, so I could already pedal. So it wasn't really far-fetched. The first moment I knew this is my path, I would say when I started making profit from it. People will say they got into fashion because of passion. My case wasn't for passion. No. I just found myself doing it because I had nothing else to do. But by the time I started making money from it, so I knew, oh, with that year, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, basically. Okay, my regular day when I'm not sewing or sketching or styling, I reply messages. I have conversations with my clients. I surf the net. I read. And seldomly I watch movies, but basically, yeah, that's what I do. Okay, one thing people often get wrong about being a fashion designer, I think I mentioned it in the first question, is this idea that fashion is for dropouts or for people that are losing hope, that really don't have much going on in their lives, which is not true. The fashion industry has grown beyond what even many of us envisaged earlier on. I think that's a mindset people had at the time, that this thing is for people where life don't tire. When school not favor you, just go and learn tailoring or fashion designing. I think it's a wrong mindset. People now study fashion in school. I have some IT students that are currently doing IT in my academy. They are fashion students. Like, people now go to school to study fashion and designing. So yeah. I think that's a funny question though. High paying clients and low paying clients. I think that answers it already. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be biased. The truth is, not everybody, but majority of people that don't pay so much, and I wouldn't fault them for that. A lot of people work hard for their money, so they want to really get value, so they want to make sure that they get everything they've asked you to do because they've worked so hard to get that money. So they wouldn't want to just pay you and get just something ordinary. So I would say some high paying clients too, they could, people are different. But majority, I think those that don't really pay much, they tend to want to stress you more. And I don't fault them. Sometimes these people, they bring out the creativity in us, want to go extra to be able to satisfy them. There are a lot of motivations for me to keep pushing. Firstly, for myself, I just know I can't give up. And secondly, a lot of people look up to me. So most times when I sleep and I remember that there are people that really need you to get your stuff together, man, I just have to wake up and keep pushing. Okay, the top 3 people I would love to collaborate with and why. I would say Folake Coker, Mai Atafo, and Deola Sagoe. Okay, I chose Mai Atafo as I know some people will wonder, but Mai Atafo is a man. Yes, I do a unisex fashion brand, and he does male clothing line. These are not just regular Nigerian fashion designers. These are designers that pay close attention to what clothing really means and how you can be styled as a person, and it reflects so much on your personality. And of course, these are people that have taken fashion just beyond the sphere of Nigeria, and they are global brands. Yes, these are people that represent us globally. So having a collaboration with people like this of value in the fashion industry, I think that will do a lot for me as a person and as a brand. I want people to be able to say this is one brand that never disappoints. Because so far we've tried all we could to change the narratives that tailors disappoint, just like Amaka. People will say tailors Una can disappoint. For me, I tell people that our clients are the one that disappoints us, because if we give you a particular date or you give us a date to pick up, trust me, a week before that date, your outfit is fully ready. So in the nearest future, I want people to really and boldly say that this is a fashion brand that gives you what you want and never disappoints. Yeah. If I could change one thing in the fashion industry, what could that be? I would say this in two spheres. One, for fashion designers, stay in your niche. Knowing what you are best at, stay there. If you have a particular niche you know you are good at, stay there. Don't say you are into ready to wear today because you see that bespoke designers are making more money. You leave that and want to do something else, but this is not where you are really good at. So you end up messing things up because you are really not good at this niche, And that's one part. And another part on the clientele, which has to do with value and competence. People don't want to pay for value. They feel, if I can get this boba and wrapper for 20,000 naira, why would you be charging 100,000 naira for it? But most times, these outfits go through different methods to be produced. You get. So you can't expect somebody that is paying millions and have staff to pay to charge you the same amount that somebody that will have to wait for NEPA lights to produce your outfit. You can't expect both of them to charge the same way. So people go through different methods to produce an outfit. So let's pay for competence, let's pay for value. Okay, my worst moment as a fashionpreneur. I really can't say I've had some worst moments. Of course, there are moments that I'm not pleased with. But I think the one I can remember is like maybe 2 years ago, we had a client that was living abroad. She sent a wrong measurement for us. So we worked with her measurements. She came back and I think the outfit was a bit shorter than our length. So I was not around at the time, but she met my absence and my staff were around. So long story short, she called me on the phone. I told her to wait because my house wasn't so far at the time. And then before you know it, one of my staff called and she was shouting on the phone, leave me. I was wondering like, what's going on? I was actually dressing up. What's going on? So I called her back and they were shouting, Ma, they are dragging customers' clothes with us. We don't know what's going on. Before I got to the office, they had left. And these people left with another client's outfit that was on a mannequin. And that client was coming from the UK a day before that day to pick up that cloth that day for the next day's event. So I had to just make 1 or 2 calls. So I had to report the issue to the police and they were able to resolve it. So she sent back the outfit, and after which we settled it because it wasn't the best way she would have handled it, but it was really a mess. And I was not happy because I was not around. I thought she would have waited at least, but it was a mess. But after which we settled it. One thing I think I would have done better in my journey so far, I don't think I would have done anything better. I like the pace at which I've been. I don't regret any moment. I don't want to think I would have done this or that. I just feel it's the way God wants it to be. It has been ordained. So there is no way I would have want to do it better. I'm not there yet, but I don't regret the pace that I am. So it's fine. Best career advice I've ever received is to always put my best foot forward. That has helped me when dealing with, for instance, new clients. I don't assume that, or maybe I'm making a baby's outfit. I don't assume that because it's a baby's outfit, I can just buy anyhow zip or buy anyhow lining or just do poor finishing. No, I give it my best. I give it the best shot because I'm always expected to put my best foot forward. That outfit may just meet somebody that really knows quality and the person will be like, oh, whoever did this outfit knows what he or she is doing. And you might just get something else from that singular job. So I've learned to always put in my best in whatever I do, whether outward designing or inward finishing, to always do my best. Yeah. Best advice I would give my younger self, in as much as you want to learn the skill of going into business, go to school, be educated. It will help you a whole lot to navigate through a lot of, you make wiser decisions in whatever career business you want to do. as someone that is going into skill or want to get a business done, be educated. That's one advice I would tell my younger self. Pays a whole lot. You make wiser decisions. A word of encouragement to anyone trying to break into the fashion industry: it's not going to be easy at first. Persistence, like my pastor would say, breaks the hardest resistance. So I've always had that at the back of my mind. If you know what you are doing, most importantly, if it is not your calling, you know your sewing is poor, you don't know how to design, please stay away. Please, not to discourage you, but if you know you're very creative, you know what you're doing, be persistent, be consistent, it will surely pay. iPhone all the time. None. I'm sorry. Lexus. US. Mai Atafo. Nigeria.